Welcome back. Well, we're out in the garage again today and got a little special project to work on, a tomato slicer. So let's take a good look at it. All right, well, today what we're going to be working on is this tomato slicer. This comes from a local restaurant where my daughter works at, and one of their employees, not her thankfully, one of their employees dropped this tomato slicer on the floor and broke the leg off of it. And this base here is just made out of cast aluminum. I mean, just it looks like sand almost. You know, it's so grainy. So what we got to do today is we're going to completely disassemble this thing and get this base here mounted into the Smithy, hopefully. And we're going to take and machine this surface here flat. Then we're going to drill it, or we're going to center drill. We're going to tap drill, we're going to tap it, and probably for a 1/4 thread, and then we're going to come up with what we're going to do as far as the leg. I don't know if I'm going to try to save this leg and put a spacer in it so it's the right height. I just don't know yet. So first things first, we got to get it apart and get it mounted into the Smithy and see what we got. Okay, so let me show you this. This is the part that will send you to the emergency room. So we're going to be very careful with this. It even has it written on it, caution, sharp blades. You think, whoo boy, sharp. You can tell it's been abused a little bit too. It's got a few little dings in it. But my daughter said if you look at this thing the wrong way, it'll cut you. So we're going to turn the sharp side down here and lay it over there. Gotten this thing pretty well set up in the machine, and that's the slowest part of using this machine is, you know, especially when you're working with an odd shaped part like this, is getting it set up, getting it in there where you got the travel you need and nothing's going to hit and the part's secure. So it's in there good. And with cast aluminum like this, the problem is, you know, you got to walk a tightrope with getting it in there tight but not screwing down so hard on your clamps that you end up breaking this cast aluminum, because it's not very strong. So we got it in here, and now we're going to crank the machine up. We're going to do some work and see if all we're going to do is just go try to mill this off. That's it. Alright, so you can see what we were trying to accomplish was just milling that broken part flat so that I got a nice place now where I can locate where I need to put a tapped hole at. And you notice this metal drops away here. So I don't have very much room to get this leg in there to drill a threaded hole. And it's not necessarily going to be dead center, I'm not sure. I just got to do a little measuring. But I got to very carefully now come in here with a center drill, and then the tap drill, and then I'm going to hand tap it, but I will use the head to keep everything straight. All right, awesome. Nice flat surface now to work with. Old Smithy's doing good. I'm happy. Okay, so let's look at some of the tools that I'm going to use here to drill and tap this hole. Let me move this over here. Okay, first of all, I've got a small center drill that I'm going to use. Then for a 1/4-20 threaded hole, you need a number 7 drill bit. All right, this is a 2-fluted machine tap, but I am going to hand tap it, okay? I'm going to use the machine to keep it in line. And then I have a bottom tap, because this hole is not going to be very deep. I'm going to need to try to get threads as far down at the bottom of the hole as possible. So, a bottom tap. And some cutting oil. Now, I know that this is aluminum and I should use a special cutting oil, but I don't have it. And I need to get this done. So, we're going to cross our fingers and make do with what we got. Alright, so let's look at the machine. Okay, now we're ready to do some center drilling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the table down right here. I don't want this sucker to move. Alright, we're committed now. We're going to center drill. And then we're going to tap drill with our number 7 drill bit. And then very carefully work a starter tap in it and then go back in with a bottom tap. Hopefully that's going to have it. So, so we've got the base done. It's on the workbench over there. Now this is the broken leg that came off of it. I'm going to attempt to try to reuse it if I can. So I've got everything cleared off, and I've got the leg and the 3-jaw chuck. I've already faced it off and got the compound tool post out of the way. So now what we're going to do is basically the exact same thing that we did to the base. Is we're going to center drill it, we're going to tap drill, then we're going to tap it. So I just don't know if I'm going to drill, how deep I'm going to go yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, let's get up here close. Lock this baby down. Okay, here's the finished product. You see, we've got us a nice machine flat surface, a great blind hole that's been tapped to the right depth and bottom tapped. Here's the little broken leg that came off of it. That's been machined and drilled and tapped, and it's going to sit right on there. What I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to clean this hole out with some carburetor cleaner, and then I'm going to Loctite with the red Loctite this piece of threaded 1/4-20 down into the hole. And I've already checked this as far as measurements to make sure that it's going to be the right length and all that. So all that's good to go. So now I'm going to clean this out, and it's important that you clean the hole out, get all that, you know, threading oil and stuff out of there so the Loctite can do its job. So I'm going to spray that out real quick. All right, I've got all this cleaned up. I've got this hole here cleaned out with carburetor cleaner and blew it out. Same thing with the broken leg. Cleaned those threads out good. Cleaned the threaded rod good. So now all I got to do is take my red Loctite. I'm just going to get some on the threads here. Don't need that much, but the little end on my bottle's stopped up. Get some on the other end also. That's going to do it. Put my lid back on. Well, screw this thing down in there as far as she'll go. Good thing I checked. There we go, all the way to the bottom. All right. That's how you fix a broken leg on a tomato slicer. Okay, we've got our leg back on. It's looking pretty good. Man, I'm real pleased with that. Oh yeah, man. That's excellent. The old Smithy really come through today. So glad I got that machine. It changes your way of thinking. You know, where a few weeks ago I would have just said, well, crap, I'm just going to have to grind it down flat and get it in the vise and try to hand drill a hole, and I'd ended up making a mess of it. So we was able to make a precision repair today with our old Smithy. So I love it. All right, so I'm going to start cleaning this up and putting it back together. All right, there she is, all done. There's the broken leg. Everything's back together. This thing sits nice and sturdy like it should. Drop your tomato in there. Slices come out the back. Awesome. Another job well done. All right. Our tomato slicer broken leg fix turned out good. Broken leg's on there. It's Loctited in. It's not going anywhere. Everything's great. So I'm going to be getting me a couple of free subs from the firehouse where my daughter works. So thanks for joining me in this video. I hope you'll watch more. Stay tuned. There's a lot more stuff coming. I do a little bit of everything out here. So thank you for being with me.